We unlocking the third dimension and thinking, and how people hate things and they're so against it, and like so against something that you're vocal about it. Like they're like, look, there's things that I want for my life. There's things that I want for my children. There's things that I think are favorable. I won't say right. And there's things that I feel are not favorable. Yes, I agree. And I'm working on that because everything is just a creation. Everything is just an experience. Nothing is right, nothing is wrong. This is just, let's have this freaking experience. And twice today it has come to my attention, this world that we live in has been referred to as a video game. And it's like, yeah, our higher consciousness, we're looking at it from, there's, and this is what I was thinking, the elites, and this, there's a segment of this that is happening, definitely. The elites are, little puppeteers up there, and they're wagering big money on our lives, like that Squid Game stuff. Y'all thought it was a game. That is really what they're up there doing. And I had that vision way before Squid Games. Squid Games, if I was open enough to receive it, was a confirmation, and it probably was, but I didn't see it to the way that I could use it. Now I understand it. And then today somebody sent me a video where the girl, she was like on high as a giraffe's ass, but maybe, and she was just saying, what if, like, we play video games like Sims? What if somebody's playing a video game and we think we're real but we're not? What if somebody's playing a video game? And then I go click on another video on YouTube, and this is why it's a breadcrumb video that I originally started to film, and we're here. Lonnie Roller Coaster. He was just saying, I used to play video games, and he was starting to make the video game parallel, and I was like, twice in one day? Okay, God, you trying to tell me something. And now I'm receiving, this is the download that I'm receiving right now, there is someone playing a game with us. Our higher consciousness, and this is, ooh, and this is how I'm able to explain these concepts that are so just way over there, and you're just like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm able to make it tangible so that you can understand it and digest it. So no, there's not someone playing a video game, but if that is the simplicity that you need to understand this, let's go into that respect. But what it is our higher consciousness, our non-physical body cells, our cells that live in other realities parallel. Let's think Marvel, and that is reality, how they could jump timelines into their future selves and their past selves. And there is a cells of us that has no physical form, and so they're not able to touch things and build things and hug things and do the physical stuff, but they're up there. So in that respect, it's not a sense of longing, because that is the lack thereof. It is a sense of excitement. What can I do in this experience? So we have to stop looking at things in the negative respect, this third dimension, density, negativity. That's what third dimension is, negativity. If you have a choice, and yes, there's no right, there's no wrong, but there is a positive and a negative, because we're all energy. So if you choose the negative side of things, you will keep yourself grounded. But if every choice you have to make, you choose the positive, what is the best possible outcome for the collective? Not just me, the collective. You are now elevating yourself. Even if you don't even understand what the hell I'm talking about, if you have a choice to choose the selfish route, or you have the choice to choose the route that impacts everybody, you will start raising your consciousness, and eventually you'll understand what the fuck I'm talking about. When people are so against stuff that they're vocal, it's because they're fearful, because they're not solid enough with themselves. Boom. I just was asking about somebody, and spirit just unlocked them for me. I was thinking it, but I was like, nah, but yeah. What I'm talking about is somebody is so anti this and anti that. And like I said in the past video, there's truths that I hold for myself, but I don't impress those truths upon anyone else. I don't even impress them upon my children. And I caution my husband and my son, where I'm like, as you're feeding information into these little boys and your biases that you carry, and you feel so solid in those biases, understand in those biases you are potentially creating self-hate within these boys, because you don't know how they're going to go. And so if you are constantly saying things against something to a person, and I'm trying to be as ambiguous as possible. This is something I learned from Angel when we were writing that story together. It wasn't for us to write the story, it was for us to learn from it. And she taught me she wouldn't give her characters names because she was like, I want people to be able to identify with the character and put their name in. I was like, okay, that makes no sense. I'm not going to say a no name, but it didn't make sense now. I just unlocked a key of understanding. So that was an ascension right there, something that I did not understand before. We need to stop looking at ascensions as, again, this boom, this big thing. No, ascensions are every time something you previously misunderstood, you now understand. You know what I'm saying? And you're not misunderstanding. No, it doesn't even matter how severe. Again, if it's the severity of the manifestation of the misunderstanding, it's because you don't know. So depending on how aggressively you respond to adversity, that means that is a very high trigger point is your language. It is a very high space where you need to do some work, because that is one of your most insecure spaces. That is the language that you use, the insecurity. But you know what it truly is you don't know who you are. If we can give insecurity a definition, an applicable definition, so now we can do some work with it. To be insecure is to just not know who you are in this area. And shouldn't you want to know who you are in all areas? So let's get out of the negative pride of it all and get into the positive. I do want to know who I am. This makes me feel insecure, which means it's a place that I don't know myself in, and I want to know myself. Hell no, I'm not insecure. I know who I am. I could always get to know myself more. Do you see how you had negative, positive, self-love? It all comes back to God's divine love. Man, you are so beautiful. Not me, I mean I am, but God is just, yo, I'm so happy I walked away from the church and I chose to get to know God for myself.